Hi YouTube friends. I wanted to create a video to show you how you can bind your WLTOYS V950 remote control helicopter with your Taranis radio. So this is what you're going to need. You're going to need the bind and fly version of the 950, and you're going to need a Taranis radio. With the Taranis radio, you also need the 4-in-1 module. Okay, I've already made a video about the 4-in-1 protocol module, and basically what it is a module that has several chips in it, and these chips allow you to read and bind and transmit in various protocols. You have the FlySky, you have FrSky, you have Cheerson, Hubson, KN, Devo, DSM, DSX. So these are just some of the protocols that come to mind. Okay, there are protocols being developed right now that are being added to the firmware, but basically with this module, you can attach it to your Taranis radio or a Eternity 9X or 9X Pro, and this will allow you to fly pretty much the entire gamut of the toy RC helicopters and RC quads and cars and even boats that are out there. So it's a great little device. It attaches to your JR receptacle in the back of Taranis. And so you'll need this this module, and of course the case if you want it to look nice. The case doesn't come with a module. And then of course you also need the custom firmware for the Taranis. Now it's not absolutely necessary. You can use the 4-in-1 protocol without the custom firmware, but I'm going to show you why you should, because it makes more sense. And because if you don't use the custom firmware, then you're going to have to select the protocols, and there's actually 16 little switches or 16 little clicks in the switch here, and they're hard to see. It's a pain in the butt, and I don't recommend it unless you're absolutely committed to using the standard Taranis firmware. So here's what you do. First you got to turn on the radio, and then you create a model. And I'm not going to create a model, show you how to do one, because that's pretty basic. I think if you're here already, you're beyond trying to create a model. So I've already created a model for the V950, and then you go to the menu, and I'll show you what you need. And this is actually the custom firmware, which is it behaves very much like the standard firmware. Okay, and then you'll go to the model setup menu. Okay. And the first thing you want to do is where it says internal RF mode, you want to have it off. Okay, since you're going to be using the external module, you don't want to have your internal one, because the Taranis has an internal module, broadcasting. All right, so that needs to be off, and then you'll go to where it says external module, and then I've already set it up already, so I'm not going to do any selections, but here you will select multi, and that is so the radio knows that you're selecting the multi module, and this is for your external. Okay, and then for the protocol, okay, there's a submenu, and the submenu for the specific protocol is KN. Okay, even though this is a WLTOYS product, it uses the KN protocol. Okay, and then within that submenu, there's one that says WLTOYS. Okay, because there's another selection, but I know that this is for WLTOYS. So this whole line should read external mode, multi, KN, WLTOYS. Okay, so that will tell the radio, if you have the custom firmware set up, installed, that you are using the KN protocol with the for WLTOYS. Okay, pretty simple so far. So now you turn it off, and then to set up the helicopter itself is a little bit more tricky, not a whole lot more, but you see that there is a button here. You can press on the button on the receiver board. Okay, the button is right in front. I hope you can see this, right in front of the mini plugs. Okay, so this is actually the tricky part. Okay, so while you have this button pressed, okay, you need to plug in your battery. Okay, and this is what. Let's see if I can do that. Okay, so you'll see that the light is blinking quickly. Okay, that means it's in bind mode. And then with the radio, in the Taranis radio, on the Taranis radio, you need to move this out of the way. You need to press on the bind button, okay, in the back right here, as you are turning on the radio, okay?
Welcome to Free Sky Taranis. Throttle warning. Idle down. Engines armed.
All right, so you'll see that the light was flashing really quickly. Now this LED light is solid, so that means it's bound to the radio, and then you can see you can move it and fly it. Okay, I'm not gonna use the throttle now because I've got my blades on, but you can see that everything's working properly. Now you might need to, inside the radio, you might need to change the direction of the pitch or the roll, because it might be backwards for you depending on your radio. All right, so you might need to make a couple of changes within the radio itself, and if you want to use like the full functionality of imitate the full functionality of the WLTOYS radio, you can also set an idle switch. Actually, this one right here.
Idle up.
Okay, this switch here I set up so that it turns on 3D mode for the V90, because the V90 is capable of 3D flight. And then on this switch, it turns on and off the six axes stabilization gyro. And I will put down my settings for my Taranis radio in the comment section so that you'll know what to put into your what kind of import mixing that you need for your Taranis radio for it to act, and behave exactly like the WLTOYS remote controller. So what I did with my remote controller is I just sold it on eBay because I don't really need it anymore, and then there you have it. So that's it. That's how you can bind and fly your WLTOYS V950 on your Taranis radio. I hope this has been helpful to you. If it has been, then please like and subscribe, and I will continue to produce more videos of this type. And thank you for watching.